Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hey, my name's Teresa. I do health and lifestyle content and I would love if you guys stick around. And if you're not new, hey, what's up? How you been? Welcome back. Today I'm going to be ranking some of the most popular protein bars out there in the market. Some of them are the kind that you buy individually, some you can get in packs. The ones that I got today are from the Vitamin Shoppe and Target, but you could also go to like a GNC or any other grocery store. They have a lot of different options there as well. So I have 8 different protein bars that I'm gonna rate on a 1 to 5 star scale in 3 different categories. The first being taste, because obviously that's very important when you're picking your food. You want it to taste good. Second of all, texture, because that can be really important with protein bars. You want to make sure that they're not too chalky or too chewy, anything like that. And then lastly, nutrition, because obviously when you're eating a protein bar, you're trying to get in protein, but there can also be a lot of hidden things in protein bars, especially added sugar, so we definitely are going to rate it on that. The first protein bar we're going to try are the Alani Nu Fit Snacks. I have already tried these before, but I have not tried their new cookies and cream flavor, which I just saw today at the Vitamin Shoppe, so I'm super excited to try it, honestly. Right off the bat though, look at that. The protein bar is here, then all this bag is just like empty over here. Like, what the heck? It's not as big as I thought it was going to be. So this is what she looks like. You can see like the little chunks in there. This is how all the Alani Nu Fitness protein bars are. Okay. I almost feel like it tastes more chocolatey than like cookies and creamy, first of all. So the flavor is a little not as spot on as I was looking for. I'm gonna give this one 4.5 stars on tastiness, because even though it's not perfectly cookies and cream and more chocolatey, it's still really, really good. I really like the flavor. Texture, if you can see these little like bubbles in the chocolate texture on the outside, that's exactly how it looks on the inside, if you can tell. And it's got a little bit of crunch to it, which I personally really like. It's not too chalky, it's not like chewy, it's just like the perfect amount of little crunch in there. So texture, as far as protein bars that I've had in the past, I'm honestly gonna give it a 5 because I really enjoy this texture. So this bar is 180 calories for the entire bar. It has 7 grams of fat, 16 grams of carbs, 16 grams of protein, and 4 grams of sugar. Based off of my general knowledge of protein bars that I've seen, I think that those macros are pretty good. It's a little bit higher in calories, I think, compared to some other ones. And while I'm going through these different protein bars, I might have to come back and edit my response, but as far as nutrition facts go, I am going to give this, I'm gonna give this 4 stars. Next, we're gonna do another one of my favorites, which is the Power Crunch Bar. This one is very similar to like one of those like cookie wafer type things. This bar, first of all, when it says serving size, usually it says 1 bar. This one says 1 cookie. So I feel like that's already kind of telling you right there that this is more of a dessert type of protein bar than a regular protein bar. But this one is 220 calories per cookie, 13 grams of fat, 11 grams of carbs, 5 grams of sugar, and 14 grams of protein. 14 grams of protein, pretty good, but there are some better ones out there. 13 grams of fat, that's a little bit high compared to some other protein bars. So I think overall on nutrition facts, I'm gonna give this one 2.5 stars. Is that mean? But compared to the others, it's just not as good. So I'm gonna give it 2.5 stars. So this is what the bar looks like. Like I said, it's more like a wafer cookie kind of. That's what it reminds me of. This is just the plain French vanilla kind. I love it. I'm a little biased. I knew I already liked this one. I give this one 5 stars on tastiness, always. You can see there, it looks like a wafer. It does have a little bit of a softness to it. I wouldn't necessarily say chalky, but maybe a little bit more than other protein bars. So texture, I'm gonna give this one 3 stars. I tried to put it back in the container and the coating just like slid off. All right, next up we've got Built Bar. A lot of people on YouTube and Instagram have been sponsored by these lately, so obviously I had to try it out. The YouTuber that I saw that was sponsored by these, I saw them, I had never heard of them in my life, and I'm always down to try new protein bars, as you guys can obviously tell. But honestly, I had really high hopes for them, and this is the cookies and cream flavor. Okay, I know a lot of these are cookies and cream flavored, but you just can't go wrong. I feel like if you like protein bars, like you usually like cookies and cream. It's a go-to. The Built Bar is 130 calories per bar, 2.5 5 grams of fat, that's super low, 18 grams of carbs, 4 grams of sugar, and 17 grams of protein. Honestly, that's like really good. Considering how much protein are in these and how little fat, and it's only 130 calories, I'm gonna go ahead and give this one a 5 on nutrition facts because that's like pretty dang good right there. So this is what the bar looks like. She's plain, just covered in chocolate. It kind of looks like a chocolate bar, and that's what a lot of the sponsored people refer to it as a chocolate bar, like it's a dessert, which I think is a very interesting comment, but we'll circle back to that. I literally don't even like eat chocolate candy bars, but maybe like a Twix or like a Snickers or something. It kind of looks like that. All right, that literally just took me 2 minutes to chew that bite. So this is what the bar looks like. It's a little bit hard to tell, but the texture, it's so chewy. Wow. And not in a good way. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not a big fan of the texture. It almost reminds me of Laffy Taffy, the way that you eat Laffy Taffy and it's just constantly stuck to your teeth and you're just kind of like licking it off your teeth, trying to get it off. That's how I feel here. I'm gonna give this one a 1 on texture. I really, really do not like the texture at all. Taste is pretty good. It's different than some other cookies and cream flavored things that I've had, but it's not too bad. I'm gonna give it a 3 on taste. Okay, I'm super interested though. I just started watching this new YouTuber and she was sponsored by them, but she puts these in the microwave. And I was like, what? A protein bar in the microwave? That's so weird. And so the chocolate gets a little bit melty on the outside. And she says it tastes like a literal dessert once it's microwaved. And this thing is already so chewy that I'm like, you know, what could possibly go wrong? So we're gonna try putting this in the microwave. All right, we're trying out just one little bite because obviously I'm only gonna try one bite, not the whole thing right now. My microwave's really dirty right now, don't judge me. We'll only put it in for like 10 seconds, I think. Oh yeah, she's definitely melted, okay. I'm honestly like kind of scared. Honestly, not bad. Definitely still the same amount of chewiness, but it actually helps. It actually does taste better. With the melty chocolate on the outside, it actually kind of tastes like a fudgy brownie a little bit. So I'll give it that. So if you want to try a Built Bar, I do recommend trying to microwave it. It's pretty good. Next up are One protein bars, and I'm switching it up a little bit, and this is the One plant protein bar. So I think it's vegan. Honestly, what really got me is that this one is banana nut bread flavor, and I've really been craving banana bread lately, so I'm really excited to try this out, and I've never tried a banana bread flavored protein bar before. This bar is 170 calories for the whole thing, 7 grams of fat, 21 grams of carbs. It's a little bit higher than some of the others. This one only has 1 gram of real sugar, but then it has 6 grams of sugar alcohol. So I think that's a like sugar sweetener. And then it has 12 grams of protein. The protein's a little bit low on this one, and I don't know about the sugar alcohol. I don't know if that's really that good for you. Don't quote me on that though. I'm not an expert at all. And then this one is a little bit higher in carbs than some of the other ones. It's 21 grams versus something more like in the teens. So I think based off the calories, carbs, and the protein level, I'm gonna give this one a 3-star on nutrition facts. Okay, I was not expecting this at all to have a chocolatey white outer coating for banana bread. I kind of think that's interesting. I don't know what flavor it's supposed to be, but it's very, very thin. Wow, look at that. All right, so it definitely does taste a little bit like banana bread, but because it has sugar alcohol in it, a sweetener instead of regular sugar, I can taste the difference. I can taste the fake sugar in here, and I'm really not a big fan, so taste, I'm going to give this a 3. It's not that bad, but I can taste the fake sugar in it. Texture isn't too bad. It does have a little bit of a crunch to it when, or not a crunch, but just like a little bit of thickness when you bite into it. This one is a little bit more dry though. One might even say chalky. It's definitely not my favorite texture. I'm gonna give this one a 2.5 on texture. Next, we're gonna try the Atkins protein bar. I got these from Target. This is the chocolate chip granola bar flavor. So for one of these bars, it's 200 calories, 9 grams of fat, 18 grams of carbs, only 1 gram of sugar, and then it looks like 8 grams of some kind of sweetener, glycerin, whatever that is, and then 17 19 grams of protein. So this is again one of the ones that's a little bit higher in calories. It's 200. Power Crunch is still the leader in calories so far, but this does come in second place. But it also says it's supposed to be a meal bar, like literally a meal replacement, I assume. So that explains why it's a little bit higher in calories. This is really high in protein though, and it only has 1 gram of real sugar in it. So I'm gonna give this one 4 stars on Nutrition Facts. I've never tried these, so I'm actually very interested. It kind of looks like an amped up chewy bar. Oh, a dark chocolate chip. I don't know where the chocolate chip went. Texture is pretty good. Honestly, this is the closest texture I think I've had to a granola bar. It's like right under there with Alani Nu. It's pretty good though. It doesn't have any chalkiness to it. I'm gonna give this one, I'm gonna give it a 5 on texture. Taste is actually really good as well. Like I said, it kind of looks like a chewy bar, and honestly, it tastes a little bit like one too, just like a little bit more protein, obviously. I think I'm gonna give this one 4.5 stars on taste. It's pretty dang good. Next is a bar that was my favorite for so long, and that is Quest bars. Once I discovered these, I kind of went insane and ate them for so many months, and I haven't had one in a while actually, just because I like trying out different protein bars and trying new things, but these are really good. For one bar, it's 200 calories, 9 grams of fat, 21 grams of carbs, 1 gram of real sugar, and then 3 grams of some kind of sweetener, and then 21 grams of protein. I mean, that is just insane. That is the most protein out of all these bars so far, and I think it's the highest amount of protein I've ever seen in a protein bar, period. Considering how little sugar it has, how little sugar sweetener, and how high the protein is for the amount of calories, I give this one a 5 star on Nutrition Facts, and that's a big reason why I was so into these for a while. All right, I have a broken wrist right now and I literally cannot get this open, so I had to go grab scissors. This one by far is the most dough-like consistency. It definitely has 0 crunch to it if that's something that you look for. It's honestly a lot like cookie dough, kinda. Of course, I say this is like cookie dough, and this is literally the cookie dough flavor, but the other ones that are other flavors, they still have the same consistency. Now, even though this is the most dough-like protein bar of them all, it is still not as chewy as Built bars. Texture, I'd say, is pretty good. It's not too chewy and it's not really chalky at all, so I'm gonna give this one, I think, a 4 on texture. And then it tastes pretty good too. The chocolate chips taste real. I don't know if they are, but it tastes pretty good. And then the cookie dough flavor is pretty spot on. So I think taste, we're gonna give this a 4 as well. Next up, we have the Think High Protein bars. This brand used to be called Think Thin, and they actually changed it to just Think. I was wondering why that was actually. I was looking for the thin part and it just said in the quarter, Think Thin is now Think. But I can understand why that probably had a negative connotation to it. These ones I also picked up at Target, so it came with 5 in a box. This is the flavor Brownie Crunch. This bar is 230 calories for the whole thing. That is the winner so far on calories. It has 8 grams of fat, 23 grams of carbs, 0 real sugar, but 11 grams of sugar alcohol, and then 20 grams of protein. So it is right up there with Quest bars on level of protein. Purely comparing these to the Quest bars right now, it's 30 calories more, 1 gram of protein less, and 2 more carbs. So I don't know why you wouldn't just go with a Quest bar purely based off of that. But these Nutrition Facts compared to some of the other ones, I'm gonna give this one a 3 stars. So this one is very similar to the Built bar. It has a nice chocolate coating on the outside and kind of looks like a candy bar a little bit. So this flavor is labeled as Brownie Crunch, and I don't see anything. There's literally like nothing there besides the brownie looking part, but I definitely felt the crunch when I was eating it and I really enjoyed it. Really thinking about it though, as I was chewing, the flavor is like very mild. It's kind of like, I don't know, it just doesn't have a lot of flavor to it. It's not that the flavor is bad. There's just not a lot there. So I'm sorry, I'm gonna give taste a 2 because I feel like it just doesn't taste like much. Texture though, I think was actually really good. The crunch in it really added something to it that I don't think any of these other protein bars have so far. I'm gonna give it a 5, I really like it. And lastly, we have the brand Tone It Up. This one has been pretty big lately. They make a bunch of protein powders now, and then they have some workout equipment at Target as well, and I think it's actually pretty cute stuff, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm very excited to try their protein bars. This is the birthday cake flavor. I feel like you can never go wrong with birthday cake. It usually just tastes like vanilla-y with like some sprinkles in it. So this one is 170 calories for the bar, 6 grams of fat, 19 grams of carbs, 8 grams of sugar, and that is all real included sugar, and then 10 grams of protein. That is a lot of added sugar. I think that's the most that I have seen so far, and then only 10 grams of protein. That's not very good. So compared to the others, I'm sorry, I'm gonna give this one a 2 on Nutrition Facts. Look at that though. though. It has a lot of texture to it, and it literally looks like a delicious granola bar. No wonder it has so much sugar in it. So that's interesting. It doesn't taste like birthday cake at all. It doesn't even taste like vanilla, really. Like, I don't even know where the flavor birthday cake came from because I don't taste it in the slightest. The flavor isn't bad. It kind of just tastes like a regular granola bar. I feel like I can taste a lot of nuts in it, actually. And other than that, it kind of tastes like very like oat-like a normal granola bar. I think this is a granola bar in disguise. What is going on here? So based off of the labeling and what I expected, even though the flavor wasn't bad, it's definitely not what it's advertised to be at all. And so for that, I'm gonna give the taste a 2. The texture is really good though. It's not chalky at all because it really doesn't even have like that much protein in it compared to some of the other ones, and it is more like a granola bar, so it does have a lot of like crunch and texture to it. So honestly, the texture is really good. I really like it. I'm gonna give it a 5. So the final results are in. Tied for first place are the Atkins bar and the Alani Nu bars. Honestly, I'm not that surprised that Alani Nu is top for me because I do really like their protein bars and I really like their other products as well. But I'm really shocked that the Atkins bar came in a tie with them. Like, wow, that's just like a normal protein bar that you get at a grocery store. Like, that's crazy. But the taste, texture, and nutrition facts were on point, so it's definitely a good buy. Something interesting to take into consideration though, the Alani Nu protein bars are $2.59 per bar. But when I calculated it out in the box of the Atkins bar, each bar is only $1.49. So the Atkins bars are a whole $1.10 less than the Alani Nu bars, and I gave them the same rating, so just some interesting things to take into account when you're making a purchase. In second place is the Quest bars. Like I said, I do really like these as well, and the macros are just really good, so I feel like it's very deserving of its second place. The Quest bars are one of the highest cost bars though, at $2.79 per bar. That is if you buy them separately though, like I did at the Vitamin Shop. You can, however, buy these in a bulk pack, I think of like 12 protein bars. I think that's the standard, and you can get them at Target, so I'm not sure what the price is when it's in a pack like that. In third place is the Power Crunch bar. I really like these as well. I think they're definitely a good buy and a good protein bar. The nutrition facts aren't quite as good as some of the other ones, but the flavor is just really on point. Like, it's really good. And the price isn't too bad on these. It's $1.99 per bar if you just buy them separately. Again, don't know the price if you buy them in bulk. In fourth place is the Think bars. Honestly, I still can't get over that it really didn't taste like much. It definitely didn't taste like brownie, that's for sure. But this is the lowest cost protein bar at $1.35 per bar when you buy them in the pack of 5 at Target, and that's like a really good price. Tied for fifth place are Built Bar and Tone It Up. Honestly, I didn't really like either of them for very different reasons actually. The taste just wasn't really there for either of them, and the texture of the Built Bar, like, I literally just can't get over it. I really don't like it. Built Bars are, however, very cost friendly. I had like some crazy discount codes on it because it was like already on sale for 20% off, and then I used a YouTuber's code for like another 20% off, and I think the bars came out to like basically $1 per piece, but I guess it kind of just depends how many discount codes you use and if there's like a sale going on at the time. And then lastly, we have the One Protein bars in sixth place. Honestly, not my least favorite out of all of them, so I'm kind of shocked it's on the bottom of the list, but I guess in all 3 of the categories averaged out, it just ended up being last place. This One Protein bar actually was the most expensive at $2.99 per bar. It can be really hard to find the perfect protein bar because there are so many different options on the market right now. That's why I prefer to just go to like a Vitamin Shop or a GNC or something like that and pick up the individual bars so that you're not committing to like a pack of 12 of bars that you might not even like. But I hope this little taste test helped you out in finding the perfect one for you. If you guys have a favorite of the ones that I talked about today, definitely leave it in the comments down below. I'm very curious what your guys' favorite protein bar is. Mine are definitely Alani Nu, that's number 1, and probably Power Crunch bar number 2. I mean, they're just too good. With that, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys next week in another video. Toodles!